Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars and motorcycles and motorcycles of Greensboro with the one and only, the man, the myth, and the legend. It's the professor, you guys!
Bro, welcome home, brother. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Living the dream.
I mean, look at this weather.
It's beautiful weather, gorgeous sunshine.
We're still officially in winter in North Carolina. Look at this.
This is North Carolina winter, y'all. It's
I
first
love it.
for my channel.
And one of my favorite brands. This bike is a 2016 Moto Guzzi Audace.
And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the bike. We know the professor is passionate about this brand.
One of my favorite brands.
Yeah, so he'll talk about it. He'll give us a history lesson. I'm going to walk around, show you the features, take it out on the road, share my thoughts with you guys. But before we do any of that, if you're new to Bhroman, you got to hit the like and click that subscribe button because we put out content every week. And your support would mean a lot. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your Bro Man.
Moto Guzzi is based in Mandello dell'Ario, which is literally on the shore and across the street from Lago di Como. And Lago di Como is famous worldwide for several things. One is several scenes in Star Wars were filmed on Lago di Como. Two, George Clooney owns his house there. And for those who don't know, Lago di Como is also the silk capital of Europe. Mandello dell'Ario is famous because of Moto Guzzi. And Moto Guzzi was established in Mandello dell'Ario in 1921. Never stopped production, which now makes it the longest continuously manufacturing motorcycle company in Europe. And the beautiful thing about Moto Guzzi is no robots, no line assembly. These are handmade, hand-assembled motorcycles, still in the same old-fashioned way that they were being done. I think the last time they did any renovation to that factory was probably in the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
Or early 90s. The other fun part about Moto Guzzi is they actually hold several world titles in racing, including having the very first specific to motorcycle wind tunnel ever built in the world.
Oh, wow. I did not know
their history
that.
goes back, like, it is amazing. They have single cylinders, twins like these. As you notice, these are not boxers, these are V twins in 90 degrees, and they don't put cylinders one behind the other. They like to air cool them equally, so they put them longitudinally. Twins, triples, four cylinders in all sorts of configurations, up to 8-cylinder motorcycles. Wow. Which they used for several runs at the salt flats in Utah.
The Bonneville salt flats, yeah.
To establish some speed records.
Oh, wow.
I had the pleasure of riding this bike, not this bike, but an Audace through the Black Hills in South Dakota. Absolutely just a stunning ride. Just the beautiful part about the bike is that it offers a lot of torque.
That's 87 foot-pound of torque.
87 foot-pounds of torque and
96 horsepower.
96 horsepower. I mean, look at those numbers. That's almost the numbers of a diesel engine. Right? Yeah. Of course, diesel engines are probably reversed, but it's as close to in motorcycling world, it's as close to a diesel engine as you can get. Moto Guzzi was the first manufacturer to invent a mechanical solution to the shaft torque problem, which if you're on a shaft drive motorcycle, when you twist the throttle, the pull of the shaft creates a pull on either side of the motorcycle, depending which side of the shaft is on. So when you're in the middle of the corner, that pull kind of upsets your cornering, right? Because you're pulling sideways.
Going one way or the other,
One way or the other. And Moto Guzzi was the company that started the research and developed a mechanical solution to reducing the amount of pull that torque gave the motorcycle. Yeah.
Look at this paint, man. It's that matte finish. They put matte finish before matte finish thing became a cool phenomenon of the last couple of years.
Yeah. They did.
And the paint it's held up so well for a bike that's a 2016.
They did. And the seats don't necessarily wobble under your butt.
They don't wobble under your butt.
And the levers are all adjustable.
And like, it's just the premium touch and feel to any part of the bike you touch.
Yeah.
And this also has Italian chrome.
Italian chrome, even Italian chrome.
Would you mind if I did a quick walk around?
Please be my guest, bro.
It's got a single headlamp, no LEDs unfortunately. I like the stance of the motorcycle, and it's got Italian chrome carbon fiber on the front fender. It's got dual discs up front with Brembo brakes to provide the stopping power. Now this bike has a 32-degree rake angle. What's a rake angle, you ask? Well, draw perpendicular from the steering man, follow the fork tube, that's your rake angle. Shorter the rake angle, the more nimble the bike is, and larger the rake angle, the more stable it is at higher speeds, highway speeds, and such. Looking at the back of the motorcycle, it's got this beautiful fender that comes down, beautifully finished as well, and the turn signals and tail lights are integrated together on those two things. I like that look, man. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Looking at the bike from the side, it's got those dual exhausts, one on each side. You have the twin sticking out, 1400 cc's 90-degree V twin. I like it. And see on the side it even tells you it's an Audace. I love the seats, man. It's got this nice little red stitching, the contrast stitching makes it look really premium and high quality. Nicely padded, both the rider seat and the pillion or passenger seat. Good design of the fuel tank, and the twins kind of stick out from the sides. The cylinder heads stick out from the sides, but towards the top like a V rather than the boxers. They don't really get in the way. Fuel tank, I love this color. I've said it before, I love this color, and it's just the paint quality and everything feels so premium. Let's talk about the handlebar controls. You have your high beams, low beams. This is to go through the menu options, turn signals, and the horn. On the right hand side we have cruise control, hazards, the kill switch, and this is something you use to go through, cycle through the riding modes. Check that out, the beautiful Moto Guzzi logo on the fuel tank. Now this bike does not have keyless ignition. This has the old school key that goes in right here. That's the key. Now when you turn it on, that's your little infotainment screen, and to toggle through the menu and stuff, we're going to use this button. Logo, boom, and here you get this beautiful standard tachometer with this little digital screen in between. It gives you outside temperature, your speed, which gear you're on, odometer, which touring or which riding mode you're on, and your fuel gauge, total odometer, fuel consumption, your fuel range, your average speed, fuel consumption, battery voltage, and then you have menu. Now if you press on the menu, you get a bunch of options: backlighting, calibration, Fahrenheit or Celsius, fuel consumptions, insert the code, language, and service. Pretty nice, huh? And if you take it again, that's your traction control for Moto Guzzi, and you can select different levels of traction control, plus or minus. Pretty nice, right? Can you tell my viewers a little bit about this place I called a little piece of heaven and my second home, Motorcycles of Greensboro?
At Motorcycles of Greensboro, we are a group of motorcycle enthusiasts who spend our days sharing our knowledge, our stories, and hope people like the viewers come in and share their stories and their knowledge, because we learned from you guys as well.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have done things that I or Paul or Brandon haven't done. You know, we get stories of people going to Antarctica and back on their motorcycles. I haven't been there.
And the people here are really friendly. And within these, once you walk through these doors, within those walls, there's about 300 years of riding experience, racing riding experiences. We have Brandon and Andrew. They love riding all day. Where the pavement ends, they'll just keep riding.
Yeah.
We have Paul, who goes he can sit on motorcycles and pretty much ride all day if you let him, right?
Oh yeah, Paul, I mean, the only reason why he stops is because he's out of fuel. And he needs to go use the little boy's room.
Yeah. So come on down, check him out. I'll put the link in the video description below. And when they come here, who should they say send them to you, Professor?
You need to tell us that the Bhroman sent you, because you'll be immediately part of our family.
There you go. Tell them the Bhroman sent you. Professor, I have my watch, but do you happen to know what time it is?
Did you run out of battery? It is right o'clock, brother.
It's right o'clock. Let's go. So, if you guys are new to Bhroman, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week, and your support would mean a lot. impression as soon as you start up this motorcycle, just like with any boxer engine, it kind of starts vibrating. Anyways, let's start off with our first test. Let's make a couple of U-turns and see how this puppy maneuvers, shall we? 32-degree rake angle, 700 pounds weight, 1400 cc's. It's a little tricky, but it's not too bad at all. Which means it's time to do our second test, the pull test. Let's go! Well, the sound of the exhaust and the engine is super amazing. It's not gonna set your world on fire, and it's not gonna be super quick or super fast, but there's a lot of theatrics behind it. I like it. So let's talk about the first impression of this motorcycle. Seating position. I am sitting quite upright. These handlebars, they are the drag bars. The handlebars have the drag bars theme going on, so you don't really have to reach out for them, but there's a slight reach for them. So you're not sitting up quite upright. It's like a little lean to the front, but it's not uncomfortable at all. The seat, I quite like it. It's a very well padded seat, forward foot control, so your legs are in the front, and the twins are not getting in the way. All right, stop sign, brakes, front brakes only, no problemo. Now this bike has a 29 inch seat height, and I can flat foot it very easily on both sides. Flat footing it is not a problemo. So wind protection on this motorcycle, well, there is zero wind protection. No windshield, fairings, none of that, so you get hit by a good amount of wind. And it's a nice cool day today. I think temps in the 50s, so I'm getting a good amount of wind. I love that torque. I love that torque and that sound of the V-twin. I love V-twins, you guys. You guys know it by now. And I had it in Veloce mode or sport mode, so that gives it the most thump of sorts. Let's try some other mode. Alright, so let's go with rain mode. Again, you just have to close the throttle to change the modes. Pretty decent. The engine sings a lot. I love that sound. Now, for it to move in this mode, of course, this is the mode where the power delivery is the least, and all the nanny systems, your ABS and traction control and everything has taken over, because you're supposed to be riding in this mode when you're riding through rain with less traction, with low traction, right? So even like your throttle response, like you have to wring its neck quite a lot for it to move. The suspension on this motorcycle, very good. I'm going over these bumps on purpose, not feeling any of them. As for the balance of the bikes, look, no hands, and it's pretty stable and staying straight. What are we gonna do with you, Bhroman? Let's quickly change our modes to Turismo or Touring. Yeah, let's see what Turismo mode brings, shall we? Alright. Oh, it's quite easy to do this, like lean in and out. Given the rake angle and all of that, you wouldn't think that's the case, but it's surprisingly quite well balanced, and I won't say very nimble, but it's not resisting input one way or the other. I quite like it. Now you just have to put a little weight over the handlebars and boom, it does its thing. And touring mode, yeah, you get the torque is so ready. In touring mode, the torque is so ready, and that's what you want. Like, see, I'm doing 32, I'm in second gear, and if I give it gas, it will go. But based on my riding experience, I'd say sport mode is the most fun mode. You get lots of good response from the bike. Touring mode is a second close second. And you know, rain mode is, well, it's rain mode, so it's gonna be a little blah. I love this clutch, man. The feeling of the clutch is really good. And you know, the rider triangle and seating position on this bike is actually very good. I like it. Very immersive experience, so to say. Now, is this a good bike for commuting? Well, why not? I mean, it doesn't have saddlebags or storage space, but I think you can get saddlebags or you can carry a backpack. Touring should be no problem. I mean, commuting shouldn't be a problem. And additionally, you can add a windshield to stop some wind from hitting you in the body. And I like these mirrors, man. You can see quite a fair bit amount of stuff behind you out of them. Now, is it a good bike for touring? Well, this is not a touring motorcycle per se. And what I mean by that is it doesn't have saddlebags, not a lot of wind protection, no infotainment screen, speakers and stuff that we're used to. But the seat is comfortable, and if you can carry a backpack or tie a bag to your passenger seat and get saddlebags or whatever, I think you should be able to tour on it quite easily, as long as you don't mind getting hit by a lot of wind. You should be fine, or get a windshield and maybe that'll help you a little bit. Now, is this a good bike for beginners? Well, I would say so, to a certain extent. Now, I'm used to riding a motorcycle that's north of 900 pounds, so this feels a lot lighter to me, but I get it. Like, if someone is brand new to motorcycling, this might feel very heavy for them. So if you're okay with the weight, or if you have some riding experience, maybe a year, 2 years, whatever, riding standard bikes, most definitely this would be great for them. Brand new to motorcycling, maybe the weight might throw you off a little bit, but the power and everything else is just fine. But what about the cost of ownership, bro, man? So, in conclusion, this bike, man, the Audace, is audacious. I love the engine character, the exhaust character, the way it rides. It's really good. It's not scary. And it feels very planted. It's got a lot of soul to this motorcycle, man. Now, you can use this for commuting, daily riding. You can do some touring on it, and it's quite beginner friendly too. It's not super powerful or super fast, and it's very predictable in its handling. I like it. Yeah, if you want a motorcycle that's planted, handles well, looks good, not overly powerful, well, this could just be the bike for you. Thanks for watching, you guys. Keep your knees in the breeze, and I'll see you soon. Bro out.